And just like that, you're home. It goes so fast. I know I'm on early, but I'm just sitting here and I thought I'm going to come on, see if anybody pops in early, and then just chat a little bit before I get started. So I've made myself a cup of green tea. May not be expecting me on today. I feel like my camera is crooked. But I woke up at 8. I didn't really have time to do my thumbnail. I'll have to do that in a little bit. But yeah, back. Stayed up way too late last night, but there was a ball game on, and I didn't really. I slept on the first. Good morning, Peggy. I slept on the first leg of our trip almost the whole flight, and then I slept a little bit from Heathrow Airport to Philly. So I didn't really feel that tired. I just felt, achy and run over by a truck kind of feeling. So then when I got back into my craft space here, I was happy that I had left my desk very clean. Hey, Candy, good morning. Oh, right before I left, it seemed like you were having some progress with getting better with your treatments. I was hoping that was continuing. Have you made a step backwards then? Oh, Candy, I'm sorry to hear that. But right before I left on vacation, I got a package from Pearl. If you don't know Pearl, it's called Pearl's Finds. Hey, Shannon. Good morning. Dana, hi. And so I thought I would share that first. We did have a good trip. We're dealing with some of the aftermaths. I'll explain about that in a little while, if I remember. Somebody remind me if I don't remember. It has to do with our stay in England. All right, so if you don't know Pearl, oh my goodness. All right, I like to shop. Okay, that's no secret. I stubbed my toe on my cane this morning, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, did I break it? It's so sore. So there are several places I frequent to do online shopping, and I'm not talking about, Amazon. I'm talking about the gals that we know that are kind of in our art circle. Dana has sold in the past. I've sold in the past. Of course, Jacqueline, lovely, she sells. There's Katie's Tribe of Five. Hi, Dawn. Where else do I shop? Murray, just Murray. The Paper Rooster. Hey, Flo. I'm sure there's others I'm forgetting. But Pearl's Finds really has to be one of my absolute favorite. Pearl has such wonderful things. And so right before our trip, I made some purchases. I didn't really think I would get it until after I got home, but it arrived. Of course, it arrived, and then we left. So I'm going to show you this because it's really, to me, it's worth showing it to you because her things are so darling, so great. So here's a piece of. I'm just going to jump in. So here's a piece of, I guess, seam binding, you would call it. I get these confused. There's bias tape and seam binding. I'm really not a sewer. I'm looking around my space here for a piece of dark. Maybe I can use this. So this is just a journal, piece of dark. So it's got that little stitchy kind of design. It's kind of like feels silky. So I have a little piece of that. And then I was wanting these flower roses. And I didn't really know what they were called. I put them on a couple of my journals, and they're just so swell. They really are swell. They're real lightweight and soft and cushiony. Well, here they're called rosettes. Well, lo and behold, I was at Pearl's, and didn't she have some? So look at this. And Pearl's prices are like crazy good, okay? So now, I mean, I would like a variety of them, but these are, as you can see, a light pink. And then you just snip around the tool that they're sewn onto, and then you can just put them on your project. So I've got a good sized piece of this. So how wonderful is that, right? This was $4. I'm telling you, Pearl's prices are crazy good. If you have something that you're wanting, you can always send her a message and she'll let you know. She's trying to clear out her storage unit. She's going to have to move again. If I have it right, I believe that Pearl is widowed and she's on her own trying to, make ends meet. And so you're not only getting great stuff, you're supporting a wonderful woman in our community. So this is I don't think they call it damask. This is like a white on white. I think that's just like a napkin, a cloth napkin. So I'm not really sure why I bought that, but I did. So then there's this. This I'm thinking is a hanky. So it's got this here. Now, if you're in chat and you have a question, don't be shy. Just ask if it's for me. Put it in caps, please. It's not offensive here. Oh, she did. Must have been when I was away. Oh, that's probably a good thing. Although I did watch while I was away. It was afternoon for you guys, wee hours in the morning for me. I was in France, made quite a few purchases, and a doily. This is a heavier, crocheted, sure hand done doily. Love those. Look at these. There's two of them, I believe. Now, if you don't like looking at this stuff, just fast forward, because in a little bit I'll be doing my haul from my trip. So if you're a replayer, thank you for popping in. I appreciate you so very much. But this is one of my loves, is to shop and find these things. I love Pearl's things. So I've got two of those. Sometimes it's hard to tell tatting from crocheting, but this looks like crochet to me. Well, I could be wrong, been wrong before. Another doily. This looks like a pinwheel. Where's my... How yummy is that? Beautiful work. And another little one. Got a rogue thread there. So then every once in a while, hey, Joyce, good morning. Bonjour. So every once in a while, Pearl will do bundles or build a bundle, sometimes they're called. And she puts stuff down on the table. And so she'll say, okay, I'm going to do $10 build the bundles. So she'll keep, hey, good morning, Marty. Nice to see you. She'll throw stuff down on the table. And then when you think it's worth $10 and you want to purchase it, you just say me or whatever. And then, it's yours. So she was doing that. And I was just getting ready to say me for this one bundle because she threw this on it. And I thought this was fabulous. But another girl popped in. I don't even remember who. It might come to me, but it's not coming to me right this second. and she purchased the bundle. And so then I said to Pearl, do you have any more of that star doily that you threw in that last bundle? And she said, no, that was the only one. And then the woman who purchased it said, oh, let Lori have that. I mean, people are just so nice. They really are. So Pearl said she would dig it out of that bundle and throw it in with my stuff, which she did. So here it is. I think it's just beautiful. Hi, Cal. Good morning. And I think I could recreate this. So I want to look at it carefully because this is just almost, this feels like it's double. Yeah, it is. See, look. Two doilies that are stitched together. I guess it's supposed to be a little hot plate, maybe. And then it's just little triangles that then she stitched on this little circle and then tacked them down. I just think this is absolutely gorgeous. I think it's so cool and so different, you know? So I love that. And then on the insides of my journals, when I'm building a journal, I like to put pockets, and I like to put that heavier, if I have it, that heavier, like lacy, I don't know what you'd call them, pieces of lace that are heavier. But Pearl had these. These are placemats. And of course, it's a heavier fabric. And this one in particular has this design. So I thought I could cut these and use them for inside pockets inside. And I could, of course, use this as well somewhere. But wouldn't that make a darling pocket inside of a journal? So there's several of these. If you're just popping in, I'm sharing my recent haul from Pearl's Finds. I put her information in my description box. Now, Pearl sells regular, but I'm not sure what days it is. It may be like every Wednesday or every Tuesday. No, Papered Rooster might be every Wednesday. Pearl may be every Tuesday. These are just plain ones, but you know what? I could jelly print on these. So I picked these up from Pearl. And then these. Now, this has a little bit of staining, which doesn't bother me because I'm going to make it a pocket on the inside of a journal. See, same thing. It's a little heavier than just yours. See, and I'll just trim this down. I'll either stitch it, I might stitch it, or I might just cut it and then edge it. But see, won't that make a good pocket? Oh, I know. Thank you. These were made by Joyce Boring. She's in chat. Aren't they beautiful? I just love them. Absolutely love them. One of my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things. I did not see Julie Andrews on my trip, although I think I did see the Swiss Alps. Okay. This, I don't know what it was. I think it might be a pillowcase or something, might be a little table cover. But I purchased this because, yeah, I'll tell you about my thumb ring in a minute. I wanted this trim. Love green anyway. And these are just like little pom-poms. And this trim. And then, of course, this fabric I could do anything with, and it's a nice enough piece where I've got plenty that I can do with that. So, and when you get things from Pearl, she packages them up so they're beautiful. I ripped this all apart right before I left. Look at this gorgeous piece. Her things are always different. And when it comes to fabric, she's got fabulous, fabulous, fabulous fabric. And she gives you very good prices. and she works with you. I mean, Pearl's got it going on. She really does. And then this piece. Now, these are kind of large. I think Pearl calls these, my mom called these pineapples, but Pearl, I think, calls them peacock feathers or something. But to me, that's a pineapple. My mom loved doing the pineapple design. But see, I can cut this apart and use these on journal covers. Angie Brown, I've got something to tell you. Good morning. This, I think, was, the liner for a bread basket. But look how sweet this is. I guess it's this. This is the right side. This could be a pocket too, or I could just trim it and flip it over the page of a journal. I wonder if I should do some of the girls, just only make certain size journals and kind of get myself into a I don't know, you have your own signature style. But look, they're all cute, all usable, all very usable. Of course, I took most of the little price things off. And then this might have been a bundle too or something. I'm not remembering. But each of these can be used. Welcome in to everyone who's coming in. Look how tight that work is. See, that's the kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff my mom used to do. And she was so good at it. I get lost in the pattern. I understand reading the instructions, but I get lost in the pattern. Don't forget, if you have questions, capital letters for me. Hey, Mama Juju, good morning. This is very stiff. I'm not quite sure what you would call this. This would be great on a jelly plate, but I'm not sure if that's how I'm going to use it. But it would look good also as a cover, Very pretty. All right, now I got a big piece here, and I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. I think this was a bundle. I don't know how many pieces or how long. I think this might be the pillowcase for like a bolster pillow or a body pillow, we would say today. But I like that design. And look, this open work here. And of course, it's got some staining and stuff there, but I don't mind all that. So this could be really taken off and used on a journal down the edge of a page. But you can see, it's all one piece. See, it's folded here, all one piece. So that was my haul from Pearl's Finds. I feel like with my new teeth and my dentures, I'm not pronunciating it very well. Pearl, like a pearl you find in an oyster. Plural, Pearl's Finds, Finds. Look in the description box below, and you will see her information. And I'm sure if you go to her channel, you'll be able to find when she sells. She does pop-ups too, but she has a regular routine. And she puts her things in these wonderfully large bags. And I have Mary from the Mary Autrier to thank for finding Pearl. I was always talking about this Pearl and how wonderful her things were. And then I finally checked her out. Now I'm hooked. I'd be hooked. I just love this. I don't know, maybe it's me, but you could do this piece on your own, on its own, and then attach it to a journal, you know? Love it, love it, love it. I may share some of this stuff. Okay, so we left here on the 17th, arrived in London on the 18th, and went to an Airbnb in a little part of the city, hosted by David and his wife. But David really was the host. He was amazing. And one thing you don't think about, you're used to your own home and being so comfortable and used to how you have things set up and laid out. And one thing when you're on vacation, like if you're in someone's home, like a hotel, I guess it's not that big of a deal. Is there Pearl? There she is. Pearl, were your ears burning? I just showed your haul from before my vacation. All the wonderful things. Yeah, I've been singing your praises. There she is. There's our little star, Pearl. It's fine. There she is. If you have any questions for Pearl, she'll be happy to answer them. And oh, Jeannie, hi. Good morning. Come in. Get comfy. So I'm just getting ready to stream this morning. I didn't wake up early enough to do my thumbnail, so I'll do one later for this live. But my husband said, "Can you let the dog in?" And so I go to the back door. This is and when I open the back door to let her in, so I'm calling her, and all of a sudden I hear this noise, and right in front of my face is a hummingbird standing for like flapping for just a few seconds, and then it takes off. I guess it's because this is what I'm wearing. I think it was attracted to my dress. It just came buzzing in towards, I thought it was going to come right in the house. A little hummingbird. It was about that big. Life is full of surprises, So we go to, we get into England and get to our flat. But one thing that David had is you could say, Alexa, lights on, lights off. So then you didn't have to like stumble around in the dark to find a light switch so you could see where you were going. But he was a fabulous host. It was a small flat, but it was very comfortable. And I do have my journal, and I did pretty good with my journal. Now, where did I throw it? I just threw stuff in. I try to be a little organized to show you what I got. There's Jacqueline. Good morning, Jacqueline. But maybe I should just start, okay? So we did a lot of different things. I really wanted to do a lot of shopping and haul, thrift shop kind of things. My husband was very gracious, and he really didn't complain, which I thought he might. So we got there on the 18th, and the 20th of April was Easter. And Janet Nash, who many of you know, who's also a content creator on YouTube, she said she would come to me because it was easy for her to travel and she knew what she was doing, right? So Janet comes. So my son took me around to the Hoxton. I thought it was Hoxton or Hoxley Station. And I get out of the car, and then here comes this little gal, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there she is. I'm screaming, Janet, hi, Janet. Carol, hi, good morning. And there she was. Oh my gosh, girls. She's a little tiny thing. She's got little leggings on, a little jean dress, a little scarf. She had a little fun crocheted like jacket on that she made. It was adorable. Did I take a picture? No, of course not. And I was going to show you other pictures, but my phone is MIA, so that's off the table for today. a little cute haircut. She had a little bag over her shoulder. Oh my gosh, she's absolutely adorable. And then, of course, you got the accent. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more. So we went around to our B&B, our Airbnb, where we were staying, because I wanted to give her goodies, and she had some goodies for me as well. She loved everything. If you haven't watched Janet Nash's video of the gift she received from our art community, make sure you go ahead and do that. She's like so good, girls. I mean, she's got her phone there. She taps the little video. She talks right into the camera. I mean, it's like she's a newscaster. And then she shuts it off, and then she would visit, open some stuff, and then she would do the next segment, and then she pieced it all together. Now, her son, Ben, which most of you are familiar with, because she talks about Ben and Sam all the time. Ben, I said, your videos are so great. And she's like, well, Ben doesn't really think so. But Ben, by trade, is a videographer or something. So, there's that. But she got terrific goodies from a lot of different people. Now, Angie, my dear, I did take her some of your things that I had. And guess what? When I got home, I thought I brought it out here. Where did I put? Oh, it might be my bag. Wait a minute. My camera keeps, I got to get something up on the table here. Let's do this. I'll do this first. Your mail finally got here, and I think I know the problem. It was too puffy. I think it was too puffy. All right, so this I purchased at a thrift shop. I said to Kellyanne, I thought it was glass, but Kellyanne, in her detective eyes, she's so good at this. She noticed this right here. It's ceramic. So I got this in England. But of course, I love purple. So I'm going to take this apart. I'm going to make me a bracelet. I would much rather have a bracelet rather than the necklace. So that's my plan. Yeah, ceramic, not glass, ceramic. Look, as soon as she said it, I'm like, oh, Kel, yeah. I mean, she spotted it right away. I didn't even send her that great of pictures, but she's so good. Look, see? So that went in my little pile. And I'm trying to remember where I got everything. I didn't make a list. This, I can't believe I brought this back, but it was so yummy. The Book of Knowledge. I think this might have been an England purchase as well. You can see some damage. Look at the pictures. Let's see. Yeah, London. The Waverley Book Company, Farrington Street. It says 96 to 97. But I love the pages. They're like a heavier dictionary page. Look, and it's got a lot of cool pictures. There's tons of papers. But I thought these would make cool pockets. This baby is so heavy. My son said, really, Mom? I'm like, I'm taking it. Our son took an empty suitcase just so I could do this. He's such a good boy. He's just such a good boy. Oh, really, Ange? I was going to ask you. I didn't open it or anything, honey. I didn't know if you wanted me to send it back. Really, Ange? Oh, that would be wonderful. Thank you. Oh, look over here. It gives a diagram of those eggs. And what's what? Oh, they're real eggs. Book of Knowledge, they're real eggs. And here it tells you what they are. I've got the wrong glasses on. Like this is what's it say? Maggie. Wait a minute. Let me get my other glasses. My other glasses down. Okay, so we're going, oh no, go across too. It says that's a robin's egg. I don't know. That doesn't look like a robin's egg to me. Herring gull, nightingale. Isn't this interesting? Yeah, I'm not going to read them all to you, but how cool is that? Hey, there's Gail. Hi, Gail. How you be? All right, Gail said hello to everyone. I've been listening while I've been getting ready to go. Got to go to her dad's. Glad you had a good time. Aw, thanks, Gail. Thanks for listening. Enjoy your time with your dad. I hope he's doing well. Okay, so there's tons in here, girls. Okay, tons. And then every so many pages, I got one of those bright colored pictures. I'm sure it tells me what all those flags are, too. Okay, so I'm going to put that back over here. I bought a lot of scarves this time. We bought our daughter a scarf for a gift, and then I bought scarves for myself. Look at this little number. This was from the Salvation Army in Switzerland. This was a franc 90. Now he's a little bent there, but maybe he's supposed to be bent. Just something to hang up either in the house. I think I'll put him in the house somewhere. But how cute is he? A franc 90. So, okay, so American, it's a little bit more. So this is probably in American dollars, like maybe 210, 250, something like that. But if you're somewhere and you see a little piece of tin, you can do this yourself. Get some little pieces of wood, just drill a hole, put them on like sometimes you just hang it on a piece of twine. But I would not have thought about the little pieces of wood. I think this is one of my favorites. I think this is adorable. Really? Oh, I'm glad, Carol, because I was afraid it might be a little boring. And it's not doing it in a show off you. I spent a lot of money, girls. I spent a lot of money. I'm trying to remember. I have to ask my son. He and I went out. I'm not sure where we went. I know he was so annoyed because we went in. He was trying to find his mom a cart, and you needed a coin to put in the machine, like at Aldi's here in the States. But we didn't have the right coin for the country we were in. I think it was France. It might have been France. Yeah, we went to France, Germany, Switzerland, and England. We started out in England because I wanted to see my bonus son. That's a whole nother right there. And then once we were done our visit in England, we stayed in France, but it was 15 minutes to Germany, 15 minutes to Switzerland. So that's why we were able to do. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. Oh, okay. I'm glad to know that Peggy said vacation money doesn't count. I'll remind my husband. My husband doesn't, he likes to shop, but he likes to do the kind of like window shopping. He doesn't like to spend, he likes to just shop. Anyway, Brian and I ran somewhere, and he he was so annoyed. And then I found a cart sitting by itself. But the girl at the register said, yes, go to customer service. They'll change out your money for you so you can get a coin to get a buggy. Well, the girl behind the counter at customer service was very rude, and she wouldn't help him, and she wouldn't give him the coin. He was trying to help his mother, who at this point was walking like a cripple. So I tried to but I can't remember what store we were in. But when I first went in, there was clothing. Okay, and a lot of really neat dresses. I think I might have taken a picture, but my phone, like I said, is MIA. I don't know where it is. I mean, we just got in last night at 5:00, and of course we're jet lagged, so everything here is we're not organized. Let's just put it that way. But my husband bought, no, we wanted to get into a Tedesco, but we didn't get into that. I'm pretty sure we were in France or Switzerland for this store. Well, I can tell you, what did we buy there? Oh, I took the tag off. Anyway, they had costume jewelry there right inside the door and these dresses and stuff. So I was feeling the fabric, futzing around. And then I saw this and I thought, that's not going to fit me, but it fit my thumb. Now, right now it's morning, so my hands are a little swollen, so I can't get this baby off, but it comes off usually pretty easy. But it's very comfortable. It was just a little bit of money. These are all fake, but it's made pretty well and it's been very comfortable and I just loved it. And then when Janet was with us, she said at one point, after we get through all of our things, she said, "So Lori, what are we going to do? We're going to mooch around?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's mooch around." So there was a flower market on every Sunday where we were in this area of London. And oh my gosh, just my poor husband, he's a garden guy. He's like, "I wish we could take plants home. I wish we could take some of this stuff home." For as far as you could see, flowers. We thought there'd be other stuff, but pretty much it was just flowers. So as we're walking cobblestone roads and Janet is explaining to me, I think she called it London brick. I took a picture. I'll have to show you that another time. I'm going to do a little video if I can figure it out. I'm still very nasally from my cold. Wait a minute. I'm gonna put you on mute a minute so I can blow me nose. All right. Hold, please. Let me just. Oh, that's better. Good morning, Teresa. So we were walking down the cobblestone road and she's pointing out all these different things. She's so funny. And then she's saying, "Now listen, you can hear the accent of the people that live here." And she's telling me I couldn't tell so much stuff. And I couldn't hear a difference. I didn't want to say that to her, but they all sounded the same. They all sounded the same to me. But so we get to this one spot and we go around the corner and there's a musician there. It was an older fella, I think, playing a guitar. And then he had maybe a middle-aged woman with him singing. Oh my goodness, her voice was terrific. So we're winding our way through the crowd and then we see a couple of places that are permanent shops, not stuff in the street, permanent shops. One had like ceramic stuff that you would put out in the yard, like okay, welcome back, Ange. Like tiles for in your garden. Oh, they had these things, girls, like an eyeball in ceramic. I wanted these so bad, but I knew they would be hard to get back. A big pair of lips. One was just a portion of a hand. I wanted to bring them back to paint them. Oh my gosh, the eyeballs, different sizes, and then they had a hook in them where you could just hook them on a wall. I if I This was the beginning of our trip. I knew I wasn't going to have. We were so tight coming back. That was mostly my stuff. Um, so I didn't get those. So I'm kind of sad about that. I know, right? Yeah, Cal. I love Midsummer Murders too, and the scenery is. But as we were walking along, I went in this other little. It was like a thrift shop right there. And so we're mooching around. Hi, Judy. Good morning. We're mooching around, like Janet says. And in this little box, I see these rings, and I thought nothing's going to fit me. Well, lo and behold, this has no marking on it as far as what the material is. It does have a company name, and it's called Saz, I think, SAZ, maybe. I found other jewelry by them, not this particular ring. Um, I forget what it's called. Let me get me eye here. I'm not seeing it as well as I did on vacation. I abused myself while I was gone. I'm pretty sure it's SAZ. I mean, if you're really super curious, I can find my loop and look at it. But it hasn't made my finger green, but I am a big fan of these kind of wrapped rings. And I was thinking I like to wear it there or here, but when I put it on here, it fit. So this is where I've been wearing it. So I have, it's a little heavier, but I mean, the bottoms, it's not uncomfortable, but that's how it looks. So I'm thinking, oh, my husband's going to have a stroke. Oh, maybe I was looking in the wrong place. Wait a minute. What's this? Because I have to have that ring. And, oh, I didn't notice this before. There it is. SAZ Studios. I think down under here, there's other information. I'll have to get my loop out and look down under here. I thought, oh, he's not going to want me to buy that. So I said to the man, how much for the ring? And he said £4. So this cost me £4. And it's like, I love it. I really wanted to get a nice piece of jewelry, like maybe a bracelet or something while I was there. But I think at that point I was pushing my luck. So I just got a couple of trinket type jewelry things. So back to the husband. He picks up, we went to the army, Salvation Army in Switzerland. It was huge, huge, huge. I could have brought back 2 suitcases full of just dishes. I love dishes. Thank you, Judy. It's nice to see you, Judy. Hey, J-Mac, hi. Thank you. How nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. It's cool. So the husband picked out a round tin. You can make little donuts in it. I didn't bring that out. Here, that's in the kitchen. And then he found this little number. Look at this. I mean, we got inside the door. I was stuck inside the door for like, I don't know, a half an hour. Because I'll tell you, I found, look, they're metal. It's got a hook here. Metal. 4 hearts. This was £4.90. So a little over $5 American. But how delicious is that, huh? In the bin it went. In the basket. These places don't have baskets like we do. I mean, some of them do. But at this place, it was a plastic. You know, when we go like in a store, at the front of the store, you've got your pusher buggies, and then you've got your baskets you can carry with the 2 plastic handles. It's like a plastic basket, but it's got a handle that slides out like a suitcase would. And then you're supposed to drag it behind you. But when you're walking with a cane or something, that doesn't work out so well. All right, let's start here. So I got these 2 scarves. I tried to leave the tags on so I could remember. They're showing you. Oh, here's 3 scarves where I got them. I don't know why I was so attracted to scarves. This was from London. This was from the Hope Charity Shop. And this was £2. And I just like the color, and it's real soft. It's more like a pashmina. It's very large. But I think I'll wear this. I won't take this apart. So I got that one. I have a red one with white spots packed somewhere. I haven't found that. This was from, I think, Colmar. They had open markets in Colmar, France. And I love gold, this kind of gold. Well, I love gold too. Who are we kidding? But I bought this because I like the fringe. Isn't that stupid? Oh, I hope I didn't miss anybody coming in. But I love the fringe. And it's just real soft. I'm not sure if it tells me the fabric. Again, more like a pashmina. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Probably not. On this tag, it doesn't really say what it's made of. This is somebody's hand-me-down, you know? Even better still. So there's that. That may become a journal, I'm not sure. This one, oh, I love this one. Same thing. I got this because I like the fabric. And this was, I guess I did take the tag off of this one. I think I was cold and I had to wear it around. But look at this fabric. Isn't it delicious? Now, on your screen, it's looking a little brighter than it really is. It's more of a deeper fall rust colors and like a goldenrod, like Prismacolor's goldenrod pencil. Look at that. So yummy. But this was only a couple of bucks as well. So got that. So right inside the Salvation Army side, kind of all over the map, because I wasn't sure if I was coming on this morning, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go on and do it. So this is not really organized. I'm kind of jumping around. So sorry about that part. But when we went right inside the door of the Salvation Army, come around the bend, there was a unit and it had all kinds of sewing. Yes, Paisley. All kinds of sewing type of things. And so buttons. I have not looked in this at all. So we'll see how long I'm on. I might open this and we can dig through, but I have not looked in here. This was $4.90. And when I was with my bonus family, my son dropped me off at this Hope. No, I guess it was, no, my husband dropped me off at the Hope charity shop in London. And hi, Devin. Good morning. And I had to hop out of the car pretty quick because of traffic and stuff. Well, I don't hop so quick. So I hop out of the car, get into the charity shop, and realize I left my handbag and my money in the car. So I'm messaging my husband right away. He's like, okay, I'll be back. Oh, here it is, Ange. I can't even tell what day it arrived. It looks like you sent it on April 8th, which should have been plenty of time. But see, look how fat it is. See, I think that's why. Now, it doesn't say I owe any money or anything. Oh, the address is there. Well, you sent me stuff. I'm not worried about it. But it arrived. I'll have to go back and delete that out maybe. All right, so here's my journal. I'm looking for. So when I go in this charity shop, my bonus son calls me and he says, Mama, where are you? And I told him, and he said, okay, well, I've got the girls ready. How about I come and pick you up? And then we'll go do some thrift shopping because his wife had an appointment. He was going to drop her and then come and get me. I said, okay. Well, it turned out I only had a few minutes. So that's where the gray scarf was that I showed you. And I definitely wanted that, but I had no money. So here comes my husband. God bless him. Back around. He said, it was really hard to get back to me. I'll delete it out, Ange. I'm sorry. I was not paying attention. I hate when I forget things like that. But I'll cut that out. I won't post this until I get that cut out. Oh, look, here's my phone. I put it in the bag. So, So I quick went in, bought the scarf, but then my bonus son was there. So I didn't have time because his wife had an appointment with a time. I had to hurry. So I quick just grabbed the scarf, but I saw buttons in there that I wanted, and I wasn't able to get them at that juncture. So we scoot in the car, and then we was racing to get his wife to her appointment, and we did all that. And then I spent the morning with my lovely bonus grandchildren and my bonus son, walking the streets of England, finding charity shops. The girls love charity shops. And so we bought some books. I bought some books for the girls. I mean, they were stupid cheap, and they just loved to read. And I'm just unloading my sack here. I bought this sack somewhere in England because I thought it would be easier to, haul my stuff. And it was, until the zipper broke. So I had to fix the zipper. But it's a canvas bag. Now, many of you may or may not know, my first real name starts with an E. So I thought I could stitch over that, and I could make this into a D and put some kind of decorative stitching or something here. And then the more I thought about it, I thought, I could stitch all over this bag. This is like a duffel bag. But you see where the zipper busted here, came right off. So my son got it back on for me, and then I had purchased needle and thread. So I just tied, so I'm going to put like an embroidered flower over that, I think. And then I am going to just stitch different flowers and stuff on the bag, which I think will be fun. And the reason I'm doing that is because somewhere in this glorious mess, I purchased a book that has stitching patterns in it. Some of the books I bought don't have English. This was off of a towel. Now there's two pieces. Oh, there it is. A big old ugly bath towel, ugly brown bath towel, but it was just a couple of francs, and it had this on one end and it had this on the other. So I just sat it on vacation and undid that, took that off, but it's a real heavy crocheted trim. So there you have it. So then we pulled over somewhere to look at directions, and there was this little shop and had antique sewing machines and stuff in the window. And I'm like, I have to go in there. So the boys dropped me off, said, we're going to go around the corner and park, or, So I popped in there, and that was a co-op. So the little girl behind the counter, God bless her, with a thick French accent, is explaining to me what a co-op is. And I'm trying to tell her, oh, yeah, I know all about that. I was involved with one for years. But I had to have this because I just loved it. She had several. I could have bought three different ones. But this vendor, look at the thin thread she uses to stitch her books. This is a fabric, but it's like, I don't know, it's weird. So I'm thinking she did a fusible web thing on the back of this fabric, but this looks all machine stitched. And then of course you just put a button here, and she's got just a hole, and she just looped it on, and then you just wind it around. And it's just plain paper. It's nice paper, but it's just plain. So this had to come home with me. Cute size, got a cute little tag. Plenty of paper. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. But like I said, she had several. She had one that was made, the side was cork, a cork fabric. It was so cool. but that was 32 euros, I think. And this was 20. So I got this one. I didn't want to get, well, I did want to get both, but I wanted the husband to keep breathing until the end of the trip. So I just got that. And then also in that shop, I got, well, that, I just saw it. I got a gift. Oh, here it is. Gift for my neighbor. My neighbor across the street, a lovely couple. They had a puppy they had to put down recently. Well, he wasn't a puppy. He was 13 years old. But he jumped off their bed, injured his back so horribly that he was in such pain they had to put him down. It was so unexpected. It happened really fast. And her heart is just broken. And he was a Havanese white. Now, I know this isn't a Havanese, but I saw these in that co-op and I just thought they were adorable. So I thought of her right away. Now, Cody was white, and I know this is a Scotty dog, but when I looked at that, I thought of Cindy and I thought of Cody, and I thought she could hang that on her bag or something, just a memory. And then I just picked out one for myself because it was so stinking cute. So don't tell Cindy, but she's going to get that. Hopefully it won't be too emotional for her. And then this tin was from the Salvation Army. This was 90.9 francs. It was empty. And I looked this up online last night. This tin, people are asking, I mean, you can get, somebody asked $10 for one, and the others I saw were all around $30, $29, $32 to buy just the tin. Apparently it has tea in it when you buy it. And I have bought a couple other little things. Like this came by itself. I think this was a franc 90. It looks like a little crown, or you could it's a pin, or you could twirl it around and it could be a little skirt. I just thought it would look cute on a journal. And then as I'm looking through this tin, I was saying to Cal, oh my God, I think this is glass. I'm pretty sure this is a glass button. It feels like glass to me. So look, there's still even some fabric in there. But I didn't do, Kel does the teeth test. I didn't do that. I haven't washed it. But I'm pretty sure that's glass. I think there may be another glass button in here, but I'm not sure. So I haven't really looked through this either. But I just dumped it. I don't know why. I just dumped it in this tin to bring home. But I haven't really looked at these buttons either. I don't think that's glass, but it's a really cool plastic. I guess that's like a leather. That's really soft. Yeah, so before I even got into the store, there were tons of bags of these. I had this one. I think this one might be glass. It just feels different. Maybe not. Maybe it's metal because it's got a metal shank. But it's cool. So, see, I still have to, see, I mean, that just feels so neat. So I had to leave some buttons behind. I was not happy about that, but I had just gotten into the store. I didn't want to, look at that one. See, I could do this all day for hours. Look at buttons. I've told you that before. I'm mental. I'm mental for sure. I put the one in a plastic bag because I don't want it to get busted. But this is definitely different than the others. You think it looks like molded glass, Cal? Anyway. And then we went into a rest stop. The boys were getting our lunch, and I don't know where we were then. So we go into this rest stop, and of course there's W.H. Smith in rest stops and in the malls. I didn't see a standalone building for them, but they have all kinds of cool stuff, you know. So I'm looking around. Of course, I've got 2 grandchildren here in the States, so I'm looking around, and lo and behold, I see this coloring book, and I think, oh, that looks. I didn't even realize it till I got it home that it's a Kirby Roseanne's. I don't have this one, Mythic World. So I'm looking through. So this is what I worked on during vacation. Of course, there's so much to color on one of his if you're not familiar with him. But yeah, I didn't have this one. So I got that for myself, and I got the Grand's. I was so tired, Peggy. I was so tired. Oh, and I got this at that. I was trying to watch the ball game. I got this. I don't usually get coloring books like this, but it was buy one, get one half off. So, hey, Sherry. Out of the other things that were there to choose from, this was, I like this more than the others. I haven't done anything in this one, but I think I could get into color in some of these. Devin says, yes, I have this one. Don't think I have done any pages in it yet. So I got a couple reading books for our granddaughter, and then I got a Where's Waldo book for our grandson at this. So the boys are buying lunch, and here I come with a big old brown sack filled with some. They're like, what's she supposed to be going to the bathroom and she's shopping? You can't miss a moment when you're on vacation. It goes fast. You can't miss a minute. So this was in a box at the thrift shop. This was from Switzerland and had this cute little bow, which of course is flattened on the box. Took it out of the box for traveling. What did Peggy say? Peggy, you just gave me the best idea for candy dish that I bought. Buttons. There you go. Yeah. And Dev says the artwork in the Kirby books are so amazing. Yes, I didn't read any of that, yes, but I knew he had that back there. So these are just blank cards. But look how pretty. Journal pages, huh? And then the envelopes to go along. This was probably a franc 90. And then I picked this up. I have pencil cases like this at home here, but they're huge and I didn't want to take them. So I just took a handful of pencils, like in a plastic zipper bag, which was not a great idea. But I saw this. I mean, I can live with the pandas, but look, it's a little tiny travel one. Now, these are really tight to get the pencils in. When my son and I went to Europe in 2021, we found an art store in Malouse, and we wanted to go back there. And there was a chicken place. I think I mentioned this before we went on vacation. Oh, of course, the chicken place wasn't there. And Brian said, when I looked up the art shop, this is it, right, Mommy? Showing me the pictures. I recognized the street. I said, yep, that's where it is. He said, they're saying it's a hardware store. I'm like, okay. But he was convinced it was still the art store. So we go to find a chicken place. It's not there. And then we see where the art store was. So the guys drop me off. And as soon as I walk in, I'm texting them, it's a hardware store. So we found another art store not too far from there, but it wasn't the same. It was a lot smaller. I did get some pencils there, but this was from the Swiss Salvation Army, and it's just a little pencil case. And this drops in my handbag so nicely. So if I want to go to my sister's or say a doctor appointment and I want to take a little something with me, I can just pull out a few pencils and then this slips in. I always carry a big handbag. This would slip in very nicely. This was like, I think, a franc 90. So I had to bring that home. And let's see. Let me just show you that. We were somewhere. They didn't have much in napkins. I think this was at the Super U. And I didn't think it was bad, but I thought I got to take napkins back. So I brought this home. Sorry, I'm still a little under the weather. And then there was more books. These are from the Salvation Army. They're all in different languages. I like the sizes. This one, I just like the images and the pages. So, of course, I'm like always thinking about a journal. I picked that up. The books, I couldn't tell how much they were. I think it's like our Goodwill. All the books are the same price. This reminded me of Mary Engelbreit. Yeah, in a minute. But I don't know what this says. I know that looks like Engel, but I think they're all little angels. But there again, I like the images. Thanks, Carol. I think I did pretty good. And this is a different kind of a shape. This one reminded me of my mother. My mother collected Hummels. I don't know if any of you are familiar with them. But look, I can translate some of these just to see what it says. I mean, I'm sure it's not. Last time I brought home a book that was kind of iffy with the language and what was in it, but these look safe. Yeah, we did good on the weight. We rearranged some things, so we did okay. But I had to stop. I had to stop looking. There's a movie I watched. I forget what movie, but they have books stacked. Paperback, all kinds of hardback books stacked that makes a big tower. This thrift shop had that. Brian's like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't realize. Look at this. Oh, look. How about it? Are they all like that? They are. Girls, look. If I can get these out, that's a folio right there. I can just fold it the other way or keep it this way. Yeah, it was like 11 pounds, I think, for the Kirby book. So I didn't think that was unreasonable. So I just love this. I thought it was cool. I was thinking, like, if I push this way, might be hard if I don't put a. See, Lisa, my eclectic life, showed me this. Not me personally, but on a stream years ago. If you push out where the gutter is, and you've got the book, see, then you can gain all that extra space, and then you just put like a cardboard in there, like a spine that holds it that way. You gain some extra room there in your book, but this will have to be taken apart. But oh, I'm thrilled those pages are like that. That'll be fun to work with, right? Cool beans. And then we were in, this is in German. We went to Germany our last day there and just drove around looking at the sites and the housing and stuff like that. And then, of course, there was a grocery store. So we popped in there, brought back lots of chocolate for neighbors and friends and stuff. And I was specifically looking for either a Flow magazine or a Daphne. I didn't see any Daphnes. I didn't know where to go get that. Okay, Anne, that's good. But this is all in German. And probably the American version is the same. But this is May, I think. Number 89. I don't know. I don't know what the word is in May anyway, so I don't know why I'm looking. So I can't read any of it, but I thought I could use the pages, right? That's a good plan. Look, I was saving wrappers from everywhere. That's part of a wrapper. That's got to go in my journal. I'm just going to say to you, it's not going to happen unless you make a plan, okay? You have to specifically say, I want to do this and make a plan, whether it's saving your money or your time, or you have to make a plan and do it, or it's not going to get done. And probably this is the same, like I said, in the American version of this flow. I don't know, but I got it in Germany. So this is a little journal. It just got all kinds of cool paper in it. So I'll just pop that out, take the staples out, and that can be, they can be signature pages, right? These are perforated here, so like they're bookmarks, I'm guessing. And this will be hard for me to take apart, and I probably won't do it right away, but how cool will these be to add into, some of my artwork? Can't read a blasted article, but that's okay. I don't like to read anyway. But look at that cool piece. This looks almost kind of Daphne-ish to me. And my husband's just, at this point, I had a hard time finding Milka chocolate this time. I don't know why. That's my daughter's favorite, so we had to really search for that. My husband just kept shaking his head. I'm handing him the magazine. I said, I just don't want to hear it. I just need to have it. This was like maybe 8 francs or something there, which I thought was probably pretty reasonable. Look. And the paper isn't like, this paper isn't like our magazine paper. You know how ours is real thin and like kind of has a little bit of semi-gloss to it, like real silky to the touch. This is a flatter finish and a little heavier. Not a lot heavier, but a little heavier finish. Here's another one. Here's another one. Even just putting this on a journal page would be fun. There's another one. How cute, right? That's blurry on purpose. That's not me. That's the magazine. So that's my flow from the trip. I love that too. Now, I don't know. I think I have, oh yeah, they got some stuff in here. We're shoving stuff everywhere. This is a gift, but because I already told her and I already showed her because she doesn't want to be surprised. And she's a very impatient individual. Some of you may know who I'm speaking of. I'm going to show it. Then this isn't washi tape. This was in one of the stores. This was in the Hyper U, I think. And they say it's masking tape, I think, or duct tape, or some kind of other tape. It's not washi. Masking. They call it masking tape. So I picked up a few of these. This is all whole stuff. Oh, I went back to that thrift shop in England, Hope Thrift Shop, because my bonus son said, Mama, on a different day, how about you meet us at I keep forgetting the name of it, something pantry, some kind of pantry. He said, I'm taking the girls there for breakfast. We can meet you there, and then, we can go do stuff. We can come back to the house, hang out, whatever. I'm like, okay. So I said, I'm going to run into that thrift shop first and get my buttons. This was half of a pound. These two were half of a pound. And these were, I guess, 40 pence. I guess what it is. 50 pence and 40 pence. But I like them. So I got those. And then I got this thread. I got a package of thread needle. I said to the man, do you have any needles? Because I was going to stitch while I was there. That didn't happen. And I got this. And he said, oh, wait a minute, I think I do. So he went and got some tub from somewhere. And I have a package of needles somewhere in this to show you. I think I have another one of these, but I'm not finding it. So this is the masking tape. I thought these were pretty and different. I mean, I could have bought every one of them. These were a couple of bucks. But, at some point you have to decide, right? You can't take everything home. These earrings I got in Colmar in a little co-op shop. I think these were 10 euros maybe. I wasn't really paying attention to what she was saying. I think I could have got 3 pair for 25, which would have been a better deal. But these were the only ones that really caught my eye. So I got those. I tried to get a little something from each place, so I could remember. And then in the craft store that we found, the art store that we found, I went in and was looking around. I got some pencils, and then I saw these moleskin journal and I saw Van Gogh. I liked it, but then I saw Van Gogh. My little ears perked up because Jacqueline Lovely loves Van Gogh, and I wanted to be able to send her a little something. And there's 2 of them, so I thought we could share. So these are moleskin. It's just a really cool material. I don't know if you can see it stamped back there. And it's just a lined journal. The paper's very cool. And Jacqueline likes the darker color one best. I let her have her choice, so she's going to get this one. There's a little folder back there. And then I think I'll probably maybe share this with her. I'll send her a piece and I'll keep a piece. So maybe we could, throw that in. I don't know what she's going to do with hers. I don't know what I'm going to do with mine, but there it is. And okay, so that's empty. And now I found this book, Pearls of Peace. I don't remember where. Look how old and crunchy it is. Olive Robinson on her confirmation from the, I don't know what that word might be, Friday, 28/13. So I think it's from 1913. If it was from 1928, it would have been different because they put the month in the middle. And they put the date here. But this is written out like English. So I'm thinking it's 1913. So I bought it really because of that and because the pages are cool looking. Yeah, it's just 1913 right there. So how cool is that, girls? It's stitched together. The pages are in pretty good shape. Oh, you are? Oh, that's a good idea, Jacqueline. Or maybe splash some of it on a jelly plate. Oh, that's an idea. Maybe I'll do that. Put stuff on my jelly plate and just sop it up with those pages. So I love this. Very, very worn. Uh-oh. Now, how did that happen? Just had a basket I wasn't even over here. Okay. Oh, here's my needles from that London shop. Self-threading needles. Janet, of course, brought me some goodies. So I was very surprised. First, she made me this scarf, and I was so cold in England. I wore it. I don't think I took it off after she gave it to me. No, I didn't take it off for days. She called it the Sophie scarf, and then she said when you roll it up, it looks like a croissant. How sweet is this? I think it's knitted. I didn't really ask her that, but that looks knitted to me. Of course, I love green. This is a color in the green family. It's like a little wider there, and then it tapers down. She had hers on. Looks absolutely darling on her. And then you just roll it up. So I found the pattern. So I want to make a couple of these. Of course. Of course. Of course I do. I couldn't find this morning, and I'm trying to remember where. I knew I packed it. So, oh my gosh, if I lost this. This is one of my favorite things. I might be getting a little long-winded. I see I'm losing some of you. Then she gave me this. Try to speed it up a little bit. Look. Okay, hold on to your minds. About ready to lose your mind here. Of course, these are all wrapped up. I had to undo them. I put the wrappings in my journal. Look. Watercolor paints made with honey. Metallic. And this is a couple of pieces of magnet tape, which I guess you can put on the bottom and then, use this somehow. Oh man, some of you are dropping like flies. Let's see. Been an hour and a half. What's not that? I'm usually on 2 hours, so I'm going to try not to think about that. Okay, so that was from Janet. Love it. And this was from Janet. I know, right? The tin is beautiful. She wanted me to have some paper from England. It's just double-sided. look, the paper is just so yummy. Right? So yummy. So again, Janet, my dear, I said the thing of it is with now meeting her, now I miss her. You know people online and you love them, but you don't really. Well, I miss Kel because I met her in person too. But now Janet's on the I miss you list. Look, there's a story with this. I told Peg, got a chance to talk to Peggy last night, which was delightful. So I told Peggy about that. And then I was picking up, when you go into diners and restaurants and stuff at home here, you can get little travel information or little books. So I picked up a couple of these, and mostly just because the paper's cool. I thought they would turn into a cool little, yes, Janet made that scarf. She didn't make the paint. She purchased the paint for me, but the company makes it with honey. I thought this would make a cool little glue book. So I just picked up these other things. I didn't know what I wanted to do with them, but I wanted to have them. And then my son started picking me up stuff. So this I picked up because this could be a little, I guess. I hope to make a journal, a wine journal. I don't drink wine, but a lot of people do. But I thought it might be fun to make a wine journal. So I thought some of these were pretty funny. Oh, I'm out of frame. Probably off-colored some of them. So I might not use all of them. Look at this one. Ay, ay, ay. So I thought it might be fun to include some of these in a journal. So I picked that up. And then my husband's the gardener. But I just love these images too. And I thought some of these might be fun to rip it apart and put in a glue book or something from the trip. But it's such a nice magazine, I might have a hard time doing that. And then I turned a page down. I said, can you do this at home? And of course I got, wow, it would really be hard to do. No, it's not that hard to do. See this? This could be in the backyard. I could have a little bit of an English garden right there. We have a round circle garden. So you either square it off or you just can keep it a circle and then you make this little wall out. Now, I'm going to be having this. He'll do that for me, I'm sure. I'll get my way. I think I'll get my way on that one. So this came with 2 packages of seeds, which of course at the time I didn't realize that bottle needed a bra. You're right, Ange. You are right. This is also in a different language, but I thought I could use the pictures easily, and I can always translate. But this was a stitching. Cal, are you still with me? It wasn't very expensive. But it's got pictures. I can do pictures, right? Look how darling it is. So a section of my canvas bag that I picked up in England. Yes, I'm going to put my foot down. I think it's a pain for him to mow around the circle. So I'm like, square that baby off, right? And then just fill it with plants. How cute would that look on a section of my canvas bag? How hard is that? That's not hard. I don't need to have it in the right language. But there was one in here in particular. This. How cute would this be on something? Even a journal cover. Or look, this little bag. Make a little bag like that. Look, a clothesline. Look, and there's pictures. How hard can this be to look? Maybe Gail will watch the replay. I think Gail would enjoy this book too. Look how cute. Oh, I don't know why I'm pushing my stuff. I wonder how much of the stream I've been out of frame. But I'm thinking journal covers for sure. Do a little stitch here and there. Look at this, girls. Look how cute that is. Huh? But I didn't want to forget the ideas. So I thought, well, I love it. Look. Look, 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 look. All right, I love my wristlets, but they are warm. I'm going to pop these off for a little bit because Mama's getting hot. Mama, she's getting hot. So my little namesake, Rhea Grace Lori Bruce, was telling me about her friend Olivia. Oh my gosh, we had such a great time, a great visit. And I said to my bonus son, Gary, his wife had a birthday on the 26th. I said, you need to pick her up a copy of the garden book, not this one, the garden book. The back of their house, there's a room. It's like a hot house, like a screen. It's not even screened. It's all glass. She could raise plants in there like crazy. When you look out, I mean, it's all overgrown. I get that. But she only has one dead tree. So you come out the side, down these slate steps, and then there's like a little terrace, and there's water, a little pond back there, and water. It's very small, but she's got the most beautiful little garden space. It looks like a secret garden. It's just so cool. You did, Ange? I was bundled up last night, but this morning and now I'm getting heated up. Okay, I want to say I'm almost finished, but maybe not really. Oh, I had to find bags in my room that I could haul everything out. So this is very soft thread. I like the coloring. It's like green and silver and maybe a light gray. It's a real thin ply. But I'm thinking a Sophie scarf might look good in this fabric. So I picked that up. Silicone mold. Let's take this out. This was 0.90. 0.90 francs. I mean, really, how could you leave this behind? Feathers, angel wings, and feathers. So that came with me. This had creme brulee in it. It wasn't half bad, but it didn't have a lid, of course. Just had the paper lid. But see, Lori could not leave this behind because Lori wants to put things in it on her desk. There's two of those. Ron said, we're taking trash. I'm like, yep, taking trash. They had a lot of this fabric, which is like my Hobie cotton fabric. A little different look to it, but the same weight, I believe. And this was probably one of the more expensive things. I think this was €3.06. But I'm out of this dark purple color, so I got that. This, I couldn't really tell. It was all bundled up. It's a piece of fabric, probably. I don't know that I'll do too much with it. I don't know. It's real silky. But I didn't, that was my one disappointment. I couldn't find fabric anywhere or lace. This is a cotton yarn, Ange, if that's what you're asking. So it's a pretty big piece of this, but it's really weird. It's kind of silky, but kind of not. So I got that. That was just a little money. That was a franc 90. I want to make a Harry Potter journal, so I saw this. And this has the playing cards with all the different images. So I thought that would come in handy. This was very inexpensive, of course. I like the container. I don't know why this is here. I thought maybe in the game you do something with this, but the card doesn't fit. Oh, maybe no, the card doesn't fit. So I haven't read the instructions. I think they're in English. Not sure. It's just some kind of bias tape or seam binding. I thought this would look nice dyed with some coffee or tea. This was 0.9 francs. Oh yeah. Got this in England, £5. They said to me, well, we don't know if the jar's included. So they had to check. I thought, oh man, it better be included. And it was. So this, I haven't dug in to this. Now, I mean, if you want to hang around, what's today? Today's the first Thursday. And I don't know if, what time? It's only 11:30. I might, if you want me to dig through some of this stuff, I can do that if you want to hang around. Oh, this I forgot to show you. No idea what this is. They had 3 of them. 2 of them were smaller, and then there was a bigger one. Does anybody know what this is? This was a franc 90. No idea, but I had to have it. Looks like some kind of little shuttle or something, but like this doesn't move. It is a shuttle, so I don't know how you would use it. The thread's all through there. I'm trying not to get it to come apart. And it's a real weird, doesn't feel like wood, but it doesn't feel like plastic. I guess it is plastic. I should have probably bought all 3 of them for a franc 90, but I just got the one. Just got the one. Here's my other jar like that. And some more thread. It's like cruel, like I don't know where that little guy came from. Thread. And I like this. I need this like I would normally say a 3rd breast. But I like the weight of it. And of course it's a neutral color. All right, J-Max said yes, it's a shuttle. It flies through the warp on a floor loom. Oh. I'm gonna have to look that up. Thanks, J-Mac. Oh, look, I got a couple of these. Don't know where I picked those up. All right, so this, and the other buttons, and this. One of these bags had this tin in it. This is a tin from Switzerland, peppermints. And inside is all these little doodads. There's a lot of loose ones underneath. No idea what's in here yet. No idea what's in here yet. Mostly threads, I think. But these weren't expensive, so I just got them. And then, I saved these paper bags. They're different than ours. The texture is a little different. But I thought, oh, I could use those in a journal. I got 2 of those, 2 sacks. This is just one of the magazines at one of the, this was at the Coop. Maybe that's where I got the ring, at the Coop. I'll have to ask my son. Now, see, Kel's wanting to make paper beads, but she said she doesn't have any magazines. Kel, maybe you could pick something like this up at because magazines are expensive and then you want to rip it apart. Maybe you could pick up something like this, honey, to make some beads. This would make good beads. Maybe you have to come see me again, huh? Or maybe I should come see you, Kel. And then I picked this up. This is just a little, like a little jean jumper. But look, the belt is loose. It's just through the loops. Pockets. Look at the bib top. Now, this is going to make a sweet tote bag. When? I have no idea. But I could not leave this behind. This was 4 pounds, I think. Look, all I have to do is just stitch the bottom and then figure out what kind of a opening I want. This could be a strap. And then the charity shops in England, like they all benefit somebody, right? It's gonna help somebody. I mean, it's a win-win, right? This, I have no idea. This was a franc 90. And I said to Jacqueline, I can't see it. Maybe it's vellum. I don't know. Let's have a look. I like the pattern. They had several different rolls of paper. This one wasn't real super big. I hope I'm not disappointed. So I thought it would go in the suitcase easier. I'm sorry, Ange. We were so excited and such a rush to get going. I forgot to get you out of the suitcase. All right, let's see. I need to find, there's a little bit of tape there, I think. Yeah. Let's see. I wonder if I go outside in this dress if a hummingbird's going to land on me. Oh, look. Maybe it's a contact paper? There was no tag. There's no information. There was just a price sticker. This almost feels plastic. I think it's plastic. Okay, so I'll be looking for ideas for this. It feels really cool. It's very soft. And okay, I think I'm towards the end. Now this, girls, I have no idea what it is, but it was so freaking cool. I was on the fence and my son said, Mom, it's only 4 francs 90. And I'm like, you know what? He said, it'll fit in the bottom of my suitcase. I don't know if it's a portfolio or a lap tape, like a lap. What did, this was years ago. Lisa, my eclectic life, she made a lap journal, I think. And it was harder, heavier cardboard, and it opened up in all different directions. And she put different pages in it, but it was solid where it would sit on her lap. This is solid. So I love this, but it's, it's covered. I don't know if you can really see it. It's gigantic. Now on the this way, when I hold it, it looks a light blue, but it's like a light teal green. And there's some kind of heavier board under there. This looks like leather. And then it opens up this way. And then it's got a flap this way, flaps this way, and then a flap out the bottom. Let me measure it. I'll see how big it is. There was so much stuff that I could have brought home, or would like to have brought home. Let's see. It measures. See, and then it's. See, that's like the spine. No, about 13 inches by maybe 13 by 18, something like that. But it's gigantic. And there's no, of course, my phone's ringing. There's no place inside to attach anything. Like there's no hooks or holes or anything. So I'm not sure how I'll use it. And of course, it's a little dirty. Yeah, so €4.90. It's coming apart a little bit here. But it was so different. And then my son, Mom, it's not that much. So I just said, okay, throw it in the basket. Throw it in the basket. Now, this is the other story. I was telling Peggy, look, I hit my camera. Sorry. So we're on, Janet and I and my husband, and our son, he couldn't find parking. So he ended up not doing the flower market. So we're walking along. They left me sitting so they could go find where our son could pick us up. I was starting to struggle at that point. And this man was selling flowers, cut flowers. And behind him on the sidewalk, he had a rolling cart that had a big block of papers that he would wrap his bouquets of flowers in for his customers. And it was beautiful. I said to Janet, I want that paper. And she said, well, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to ask him. Yeah, I was thinking it was like a portfolio or something, Joy, but there's no pockets or anything. I guess you could tuck them under those flaps, but I don't know. So, of course, we were in England, so they spoke English. So but this is way outside of my comfort zone, girls, I got to tell you. So I just went up to him. I said, excuse me, I noticed back there is a big pack of paper that you wrap your flowers in. Could I possibly buy 2 sheets? I was thinking a sheet for me and a sheet for Janet. 2 sheets of your paper. And he said, oh, you're not going to buy it. Just take 2 sheets. And he gave me 2 sheets of this paper. Look. It's kind of like a little line groove. And then it's got that stamp. And then it's got these flowers. It's very large. The prices of the plants there were fabulous. And this is like, I guess it's supposed to be tissue paper, but it's a little heavier. So I mean, I thought this would make a really cool journal cover. So I go to give it to Janet, and she's like, no, I'm coming back here for plants. She said, I'm going to bring my sons with me. The market is every Sunday. And the train ride for her wasn't, for her, she could travel free, I think, because she's over 60. And her boys, it will cost her boys a little bit, but I think she's going to go back and get some plants. She wants to take the boys with her so they can carry her plants for her. And she said, I'll get some then. But she said, take this home for the girls. So I'm going to share this, not today, but I'm going to share this with you guys. And we'll cut that up probably and have different people that can have a little bit of that paper to use, in a journal or whatever. So let's dig. If you want to hang around, let's see. I've been here almost 2 hours. Maybe I can do another half hour or so. If anybody wants to hang. And let's see what I got in some of this stuff. So what should I do? The jewelry jar first? There were 2 of these jars. It was so freaking heavy, but I should have bought both of them, but I didn't. And I didn't get back there. I did look at some of this stuff. So here's a necklace. I thought at the very least you could take some of this stuff apart, right? I don't know, Kel. These don't feel plastic. They're weighty. But I don't know. But look at that marvelous, even the tassel on the end. It's just heavy. I don't know if you can, if anybody can tell, but they might be glass. Oh, I forgot to tell you about my bracelets. This I got in Switzerland, and this is, I think, the Tudor bracelet. Kel makes these; are fabulous, and just little seed beads. I don't know; they might be glass, but I like this type of bracelet, and I thought at the very least I could take this apart. And then I found this in the co-op in France. It wasn't super expensive, but I thought it was just so fun. It's like an old-timey retro, almost like a Melmac or something kind of a material. So forgot to show you those. And then this is in my jar. And a lot of this I thought I could take apart and use it, make tassels, or, use it on journals. Look at that. How great would that look on a journal? Look at that. Just elastic. These are fun. I don't know if there's 2 of them in there or not. We'll see. Oh, that's elastic too. I know, right, Peggy? And I could kick myself. I should have gotten the other one. Oh, that's cute. 5 pounds. So heavy. This was so heavy, though, carrying this around. Look at this. I haven't looked for any marks. I'm sure this is, not worth anything. I might put this in some solution and clean it up. Like there's a stone there missing. But I might be able to do something with those, attach them to a book or something. No mark. This might clean up. This is like a snake necklace. I don't see any kind of a mark. Wow, this is really little. I wonder if this would fit my granddaughter. It's got a little crystal butterfly. I'll have to clean that up. And a sweet little gold chain. It's got a little music note on there. I don't think that's supposed to latch in that way. Oh no, see it ends here. That's the extension. This is a really little necklace. I'll have to get out my loop and see if there's any marking on the clasp. Oh, there's a little knot there in it. A little knot right there. I'll have to work that out. I thought I looked at this stuff, but some of this is not looking familiar. Oh, okay. Okay, Devin, enjoy your day. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Nice to see you. Look at these girls. I'm going to clean that up. Look, I'll bet you a little sparkle more. Look at that. Look how sparkly it is. Oh, that's yummy, huh? Is that a bracelet? It's got to be a bracelet, right? I'm not seeing a clasp. Oh, that's fabric wound through there. Huh. It's got to be a clasp. It's got to be a bracelet. I'll have to look at. Oh, look. It's a heart. I never saw a clasp like that before. I might have to take that apart. It's just fabric all wound in through here. I'm loving these. Yeah, that's the clasp, and then over here, I guess it just hooks in over here. It can be a little small for me, but it's like two bracelets in one, kind of. I'll have to see if I can find any information online, see if there's any markings. This is the back of those little things. Yeah, I think it's too small for a choker. I think it might be a bracelet. This is kind of knotted up here. I think that's supposed to be some kind of a little butterfly or bug or something, maybe. It's just all knotted. I'll have to figure that out. I must have been half asleep when I looked at this, because like this looks familiar, but some of the other stuff doesn't. Look how cute that is. This looks pretty clean. I have a loop around here somewhere I can look. It's like a fishing lure anchor or weight on the bottom. These are little balls. Oh yeah, Mama Laura might wear that. I'm sure it's nothing worth anything because the back of it's, not made real well. But it sure does sparkle. It's very pretty. Up here's the pink. Oh, oh. I don't know what this material is. It's like the blue one. It's real thick and chunky, and it's got a sparkle in it. Oh, that's a nice bead. That looks glass. These I don't think are. Oh my gosh, this is an earring. Look at this. These are so cool. Maybe I didn't look in here. That looks like it might be glass. What do you think, Kel? Ooh, that's cool. It looks like or feels like stone of some kind. Wonder if I could get that off and make a bracelet out of this. There's some cool pieces on here. Oh, oh yeah, baby. Oh boy, I could really kick myself for not get the. Oh yeah, maybe resin, Peggy. Yeah, that could be. I could kick myself for not getting that other jar. My bonus son could go back and get it for me. It's probably still there, but it would cost it would cost so much to send it back. These are just little. If anybody played dress up anymore, these would be great, but I don't think my granddaughter does. Here's my other earring. These are really cool. I might even wear those. The post seems really thick though. to me. I don't know if I can get that through my ear. Whoop. That says something. Nothing I can read. I used to know where my loop was. I think it's right here somewhere, but I've moved so many things I don't know anymore. Oh boy, look at this. Where's my... How cute is that? It's all little all little feathers. You kind of feel like real feathers. The little beads. Hmm. Zara? Does anybody know anything about jewelry? Kara, maybe? Kafa? Or no? Kaba? Boy, it's pretty bad when you can't even see it with a magnifying glass. That's a cute necklace. I've got more of these. This is that kind. There's some blue in that. This is fun. I know, right, Peggy? Trying not to be too depressed over leaving the second one behind. This one's clipped on itself. This is definitely plastic. And that's definitely a choker. A choker type of necklace. Ooh, there's my other blue earring. That just hit the floor. And here's the other red. Bottle of red, bottle of blue. I think there's some kind of a butterfly or something in the middle of this one. It's pretty. I'm getting hungry. That's very pretty. I don't hear anything. I'm sad to say I'm losing my hearing, first of all. Second of all, I have a cold and I'm all clogged from my boy, this is cute. All clogged from my cold, Carol. I don't hear any bird. Look at that. This is almost like it's not black. It's almost, I don't know if you can tell. It's like a copper. Like a dark chocolate brown kind of. How cute is that? Thanks, Carol. I do feel better, but it's not gone. Wow, that is really cute. I'm still a little too chubby to wear it, but I might have to keep that instead of taking it apart. Like that a lot. This feels plastic. Definitely, these are all plastic. These are kind of cool. There's another layered look. Oh, there's this other earring. This feels plastic. This is amazing. Oh, look. This is a bracelet. There's like a coin. There's some cool beads here. Just like little roses or something. I don't know if you can see that. See, let's get this back. Like little flowers in there. I mean, this part's not so great, but look, they did a double on the closure, knotted it, and then made like little, because there's two of them, and then knotted it, and then they put the beads, the little bead clusters on those things. Something's in there was chipping. Look, it's a toggle. Yeah, I'm thinking I'd take it apart 2-inch. These clusters are cool. See how they have it's split. Oh look, I'm out of frame again. Gosh, I'm so sorry been out of frame so much. In between the knots, because they did a double cord. So they have a cluster of beads on one and a cluster on the other. Or two. It's very fun. Look at this bead. The girl that watched our dog lived here with our dog while we were away, and she messaged us and said, there's a bird that's made a nest in your wreath on your front door. And they've done that before. And then they swoop you when you go in. We can't come in and out of our front door. They swoop you. And then once the birds are born, they bring all their buddies and they sit on the light, the street light. And when we go to get the car, they're like, shoo, shoo, shoo. So Hub said, if there's no eggs in it, I'm just going to put it like in the garage for a couple of months. He said, if there's eggs in it, I'm going to move it. Well, there were eggs in it. So we have a sled, an old-fashioned sled on our porch down at the other end. So we hung it there. So we noticed this morning the mama bird found it. So we didn't disturb it or anything. But yeah, one time they made one on the roof we had hanging on our front window, and the nest was in such a way that from in the house I could watch the birds. Didn't seem to bother them, but it was a little freaky. It was a little freaky. Yeah. I don't know why they find some of that stuff convenient or comfortable to build their nests in, but they do. All right, so all this is going back. I'll have to do further investigation on this, but I'm well pleased with that purchase for sure. So I've been on just a little over 2 hours, which is long for me, and I am a little weary still, girls, I gotta say. And I'm a little hungry. So I'm gonna go get something to eat. I don't know how all this fit in there. And I'm probably gonna take a nap. I'm planning to stream Sunday. If I will do something, I'll do something art. It won't be this kind of jazz, okay? And then at some point, we'll go through these other bags I have. 2 other little bags here with buttons and Notion type goodies in it. But I can save those and go through it together. Oh, thanks, Carol. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Sometimes I feel a little funny about doing stuff like this, but I thought because it was vacation, it might be a little more interesting. I think maybe some of this is going to have to go in my creme brulee jar. It's good. Let's put that in there. That's the jar. I love the jar. I didn't think about them having jars like this there, but here we are. There we have it. Okay, so I'm going to, oh yeah, let me just show this real quick. Said I wasn't going to do it. I'm saving stuff for a yellow journal. So this is this bag of, I don't know what's all in here, right? So when I flipped it over, look at this. So I had to buy this just for this. How cool and how pretty is that? I got to start putting all my yellow stuff in one spot and start thinking I'm going to use it. So Peggy saying what? Peggy saying I have used grapevine in the past, but this year I stuffed the mesh bags with all kinds of fibers. They pull it out for the birds, Peggy? That would be good for them to make their nests. How fun is that? That's a great idea. Oh, she's giving Joyce a tip. Okay. Joyce said it always makes me sad to see the robins in this, makes me happy to see the robins in the spring. I have used nesting balls for years. They make great gifts for nature lovers. Oh, cute. I never thought about that. So she's saying she has used grapevine in the past, but this year she stuffed a mesh bag with all kinds of, oh, and then the birds can pick it and go and take it to build their nests. How nice. Oh, that's fun. Nesting balls. How about it? Cool. All right, so I've got to remember to go in and mark this. I'm going to mark this video private. And I'm pretty sure I showed Angie's address at the beginning, which I didn't mean to do, but I did it. I wasn't thinking. And then I'll cut that portion out and then then this can upload. So you may not see it for a couple of days if you want to go back and rewatch for whatever reason. Or if, you're a replayer and you're looking for anyway, that's a story from here. That's a story from South Jersey or home. It is always nice to come home. It sure is. But it's like, give me a couple days and then I'm ready to pack my bags and go again and just sit somewhere and just watch the hills come alive, if you will. All right. So, any questions, just get a hold of me. And oh my gosh, I was in Pearls, I think, and Pat Smith was there. She still has to message me. Pat Smith won a journal from me, and I told her to message me, but I haven't seen her, so I don't know. Maybe she doesn't want to journal. I don't know. But she thinks it was her. I think I finally found the right Pat Smith. So, Pat Smith, if you watch this back on the replay, message me either at pinkgirly@gmail.com or you can find me as Pink Girly on Instagram. Direct message me. I need your address, my dear, so I can send you your journal. It's really cute, Pat. It's really a cute journal. All right, girls, I'm gonna cut out. I gotta stop chatting here and get going. Thank you for coming in. I missed you guys. You guys are such a big part of my life. Really, you have no idea. You just really have no idea. So thank you for coming in. It was good to see you all. I hope to see you again. So au revoir for now. Until Sunday, take time to be creative. Bye-bye for now.